Customized employment is a two-way street. Ultimately, it involves fitting an applicant's potential contributions into specific employer needs. This requires the career specialist to meet with employers and establish strong partnerships, relationships that are based on mutual benefit.
I think the biggest thing that the providers need to do is come on site. And they do that. They've done that with me. They need to go on site, look at the employer's work sites. So that's the biggest thing that the providers can do is come on site and take a look at what you're doing.
The yellows?
Customized employment initiatives must begin with career developers projecting an image to employers that says, "We are here to meet your needs." Career specialists representing individuals who possess skills or can accomplish tasks that have value for employers offer innovative staffing resources, not a human service charity. Companies do not exist to offer employment to people with disabilities. Therefore, career specialists must present themselves in businesslike ways and be perceived as partners or expert consultants who can help businesses be more efficient, more productive, and more profitable.
What we're trying to do is build relationships with employers and develop trust so that when we talk about customizing a job for an individual, there's going to be some degree of trust there that we can come in and not only have the future of our individual in mind, but also there's going to be trust that we care about the company, the employer, and their success.
I think that's your ideal goal, is that they know it is a partnership and you're going to be there for them if they need anything, and that's really what ultimately makes it successful.
Finding job opportunities for individuals with disabilities requires everyone associated with the Customized Employment Initiative to be a job developer, always on the lookout for people and companies who are willing to meet with them and who are open to discussing potential opportunities for these individuals. For career specialists, this means putting their face in the place, getting out and meeting employers anywhere they might be, at their companies, Chamber of Commerce meetings, industry association meetings, civic organizations, and even social functions. Often it is helpful to convene a group of interested business people and employers to provide advice on program marketing efforts and to provide leads to other potentially interested employers. Such business advisory councils can provide excellent guidance to members of the customized employment field as they strive to help people find good jobs.
How can we best work with you?
I get educated, number one, because I don't pretend to be an expert when it comes to this area. So I learn what's out there. For example, there was a session where a speaker brought in equipment that could be used to assist individuals with disabilities, whether it's a hearing impairment or speech impairment. And he actually brought this equipment in and showed us how it worked. And I hadn't seen any of that before.
The jobs are out there, but they are generally not the typical ones listed in the want ads. People with significant support needs usually cannot compete adequately for off-the-shelf jobs. However, most employers are always looking for enthusiastic, motivated employees who are willing to learn.
One of the key things that employers are looking for is motivated, interested employees. Employees that are interested in what they're doing and what's going on there. So to be able to offer that to an employer is a really great thing. A highly motivated employee that's not sneaking out for a cigarette or a 3-hour coffee break or surfing the internet. They're really kind of excited about being there, and it really shows.
By city, I'm going shopping.
Job descriptions are wish lists. They are usually not written in stone. Employers are looking for value, a bang for their buck, and solutions to staffing and operational issues.
It is definitely based on their skills and their interests, because that's what you have to sell to an employer. So you have to go in there with something that the employer values. You have to give them something that they need and show them how they can benefit by giving them a list of possible tasks that this person might be able to accomplish for them in ways that might help their business or their key staff be more productive. And that tends to be very, very effective because it helps employers to see just how this would work.
So the cookie cutter approach simply in almost all the cases just simply does not work with people with significant disabilities. So what has to happen is creativity and going in and really getting into the inside structure of a company, of a company's environment, and seeing what takes place and really doing a thorough job of figuring out how that company operates and what kind of jobs they have and where there may be areas of opportunity to increase efficiency or to solve problems.
To create a position, a job developer must understand employers, establish a relationship with them, and have something of value to offer. Consider the American Conservatory Theater, or ACT, a nonprofit theater company that stages several major productions each year and also runs a conservatory acting school. Like all nonprofits, it operates on a tight budget. It has several small departments which experience seasonal fluctuations in the intensity of their activity. Because of this, ACT often has to rely on temporary administrative help to fill these needs, taxing its budget.
Great to see that she's managing to keep down that pile of invoices for you.
Kate Stewart, Human Resources Director at ACT, was approached by an agency about hiring an individual with disabilities to ease some of the organization's administrative load.
We would often have to bring in temporary help or short-term help to accomplish some of these chores, and that always, of course, involved a learning curve and expense. And we're being a theater company. We're always looking for ways to bring more of this in-house and save ourselves the expense.
Enter Tryn. She is a young woman who has significant developmental disabilities, but more importantly, she has a passion for the stage and all it entails. Her dream job is to be working in the theater.
I got introduced to ACT. I flipped and went out of control, and it sounded like a really nice job to work at. That would basically fit my interests.
The agency came and interviewed me, interviewed a number of people at ACT, really spent a lot of time with us assessing what it is we did and how we operated. And they said, well, let's take a look around the whole organization and find out what it is that we might be able to help you with in a more universal sense. So we spent a lot of time analyzing all the different departments and looking and speaking to supervisors and staff people from all sorts of different departments and put together quite a list of chores and duties and responsibilities that could easily be absorbed sort of interdepartmentally. And it's sort of a whole new way of looking at the job structure, and it really paid off.
The model that we use is very business first, so we'll go in and really look at the business and look at what their needs are and their organizational processes and stuff, so that we can see if there are ways that we can save them money or if we can make them more efficient. That's the first step, is to figure out what the business is all about and the culture and what they do. And then what we do is go back and look at the individual that we have, and is it a fit? Is it a fit with the person's personality? Is it a fit with their skill level? Is it a fit with all of their capabilities?
Excuse me, Eddie. Here's your mail.
Oh, thank you. This package I was waiting for. As soon as I get...
And we look for positions that both kind of maximize their capabilities and also kind of minimize their disabilities.
Well, for me, it was also knowing the kind of support I was going to have going into this, because I'm a department of one. We operate with a lot of very small departments. People are very, very busy. Knowing that we had the support behind us to make this new kind of position work was what really turned the tide. It was invaluable. Knowing that we had someone there to train alongside Tryn, to help us train Tryn and to keep an eye on the way things were going was just invaluable. At the moment Tryn came to us, we were in the middle of a huge mailing project that I was going to have to be starting to pull in overhires. I was going to have to be pulling in students. I was going to have to be pulling in volunteer staff members, anybody to try and accomplish, so that the timing of bringing Tryn in and saying, here, she can take this over and she can free this up, and the rest, I'm going to be able to not have to coordinate all these other people the timing was perfect, and it really gave her a jump start into getting integrated into the organization.
I've grown to love the people and the work that I do, because it really has an impact on people.
It's time for us to make some more employee packets.
For career specialists, it is essential to treat employers as customers and to develop lasting relationships or partnerships by providing excellent service. Ultimately, this is the best marketing tool in any service provider's arsenal.
So, I think we should make maybe 10 of them.
Okay.
That ought to get us through for a little while.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks a bunch.
What impressed me most was just how much Sara and the agency really wanted this whole experience to work for ACT, to work for us.